Okay, you finished the presentation. I mean, you will start second today. Okay, so today is November 20th, 2021, and it is 849 session. We just finished the outbound training, day number 3. We are back into the seminar hall for the presentations. So today is Saturday and Sunday. Siddharth Sanandakumar and Tanishwar Elan will be present. And today is their presentation. Tomorrow, mostly we might be having the online session because tomorrow the direct attendees like Sutaman, Ratan Nitish are all going to be in online. So Ranjit Siddharth and Navin Sandan alone will be the direct attendees. We will take a call on that a little bit later. So tomorrow we will have the CRS exhibit of Tanishwar and Siddharth. So I'm going to make the presentation of CRS for them and we will have that tomorrow. But for now, we shall have the pleasure of watching Siddharth Sanandakumar's presentation. Remember, last week he made a presentation on nanotechnology. Now he's making another presentation. Siddharth, over to you.
Okay, sir. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we are seeing your screen. Yes. I will switch off my video so that we can have. Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today I will make a presentation about virus by me. What is a virus? Part 1, because there's going to be 2 parts to this presentation. A virus is an infectious agent that is typically consists of a nucleic acid molecule in a protein coat. It is too small to be seen by light microscopy and is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host. A virus is also like a piece of code that is capable of copying itself and typically has a determined effects such as corrupting the system or destroying data. Viruses are pretty much things that infect your body and make your body go bad, like having the flu or cold. COVID-19 is also a virus. Viruses are made up of DNA and RNA. These are the same things that make up a human cell and the human body. They have a protective shell covering them made up of fat, protein, and glycoproteins. These 3 terms, me and Tanashwar have made a presentation on them from the past classes. Most of the time, viruses cannot reproduce or duplicate without infecting a host. A host is a human, animal, or other living creature. Just like the COVID-19, it can't multiply without infecting a person or an animal. Viruses are the most abundant biological form of life on Earth. This means that they're the most commonly found things on Earth. Although you can't see them, there are millions of them around you, and they won't do much damage, the small ones. But the bigger, more dangerous ones will do a lot of things to you, and I will explain them in later slides. Viruses cannot be cured, but we can prevent them by the spread of taking vaccinations. That's what we're doing right now in the world by taking vaccinations. There's no real cure for COVID-19, but there's the vaccination to prevent it from spreading. And this is how a virus looks like, and it's made up of the spike protein in the outsides, these. Then we have the DNA and RNA inside, also known as in its nucleus. Then we have the envelope, protective shell. And then we have the hemagglutinin esterase dimer, these the blue stuff. The common symptoms of getting a virus. The most common ones that almost everyone gets when they get one is a fever, dry cough, or tiredness. All of these show they are a virus or a common cold, things like that. Less common symptoms also include aches, pains, sore throat, diarrhea, conjunctivitis, headaches, loss of taste or smell, a rash on the skin, or discoloration of fingers or toes. Discoloration means you lose the color and it goes blue or some other color. These less common symptoms are for more serious viruses that might affect you in the longer period of time, so it's better to get rid of that as soon as possible. And the more severe symptoms for the viruses that are more dangerous, like the one like COVID-19, have difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, chest pain or pressure, and loss of speech or movement. For COVID-19, it's the breathing part and shortness of breath. Then I have here a small list of commonly found viruses. These include rabies, measles, smallpox or chickenpox, HIV, flu, COVID-19, and polio. Now we come to a part 2 of the presentation. Another definition of a virus can be a computer program that is usually disguised as a innocuous program or file that often produces copies of itself and inserts them into other programs. And what when run usually performs a malicious action, such as destroying data or damaging software. A computer virus pretty much steals your passwords or corrupts your computer pretty much. And then I have a short video explaining from Norton Security. I need to share my volume. Okay, I have a small video for that.
We hear about them in the news almost weekly.
I can't see your screen, Saddam.
Oh, but can you hear it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So that last time I was not able to see your video, so I left and joined. Why don't you try that now?
Okay, sure.
Leave and join.
Can you all see my screen now?
It's black for me.
Black for us too.
I'm gonna leave and join.
Yeah. Anish will get up under this. I think Anish will. Anishwar, are you able to see his screen now?
Yes, sir. I can see it now.
Good.
We hear about them in the news almost weekly these days. But what is a computer virus anyway? The definition of a computer virus is a malicious piece of software or malware that once inside your computer replicates and infects other computers in your network, stealing passwords or data, logging keystrokes, corrupting files, spamming your contacts, or even taking over your machine. Like a cold that you just can't shake, computer viruses are definitely something you want to avoid. Find out how to protect against them.
Next, we will continue for the presentation. Here I have a small list of commonly found viruses types. First, there's the boot sector virus. This takes complete control over your device when it starts or boots up. Then there's a web scripting virus. This virus exploits the codes of web browsers and web pages. Then there's the browser hijacker. This virus pretty much it takes control of your browser and sends you to random sites they don't want to go to. Then there's the resident virus. This virus inserts itself into the computer's memory system, which can be really bad because the computer's memory system is where all the important stuff and data is stored. Then there's the file infector virus. This common virus inserts malicious code into executable files that perform certain functions or operations on a system. So pretty much this virus goes into some program, something that runs to make something happen to the computer. Like it could infect Google Chrome and infect it, or go to your files and infect those files and corrupt them. And finally, we have the most dangerous virus, the polymorphic virus. A polymorphic virus changes its codes each time an infected file is executed. It does this to evade antivirus programs. So pretty much it infects one file and changes the code so that antivirus cannot track it or stop it. This keeps going. How to help getting computer viruses. To start it off, you should download an antivirus product, such as Norton Security or other programs that scan new files and other programs to keep your computer virus-free. You should avoid clicking on pop-up advertisements. Many malicious viruses are usually in ads or other websites. This happened to me once and I had to factory reset my computer. Had to restart my whole computer and lost all of my information. Not fun. You should also scan all files you get from emails, websites, and other things to avoid getting a virus and corrupting your important files. You sometimes get spam emails or other emails from other websites. You should check those first to see if they're infected with something. And some viruses steal your passwords and completely take over your computer, like I said before. With viruses, you could lose all your important information, such as bank passwords, crypto passwords, and other important website passwords that you really don't want other people to have. Thank you. The end.
Well done, sir.
Very well done, Siddharth.
Good job,
Well
Siddharth.
done,
Good job, sir.
Very nice,
Thank you very much.
enjoyable presentation. A lot of random information about virus, including computer virus. That was very enjoyable. Any questions, anybody?
Why didn't you speak about written virus? While sitting here.
Well,
Vulnerable
it's not.
virus.
That's because I didn't know about that virus. I didn't know it existed. I'm still new to this world.
So, Siddharth, this is the most dangerous virus that you can ever come across. So, next time you make a presentation about a virus, include this virus. It's the biggest virus in the world in terms of size.
But I have one question. Will the written virus count as a computer virus or like a virus that infects the body?
Everything, everything.
He is omnipresent.
Omnipresent. The only virus that can attack computer and the human mind is within virus. Everything.
Okay, I'm gonna take note of it.
So
Yeah.
be careful. He can spread through the computer as well, and you may get it.
Yeah. Leaving that, that's easy, sir. I can reach it. Okay, Sivi Adityan. Oh, you are here? Hi, Sivi. Hi, Sivi. No problem. No problem. Leave.
I'm leaving, sir. I was leaving, sir. Can you leave? Render the leave for. Hi.
Yeah, Guru Prasanna, your hand is up. But before that, I have got a question. I have got two questions to Siddharth Saranakumar. But before that, I have got a question to you, Guru Prasanna. You know the seriousness of RLS, and you had been taking RLS for a long, long time. And the very next session, once you join after RLS, your video presentation has to be there, either in the session like Mitra did, or video presentation in the WhatsApp group. Why didn't you do that?
Sir, like I have prepared, sir. I'll just post it by tomorrow morning. In what?
Thank you.
Your voice has
Sir, am I
better
audible,
now.
sir?
Yeah, now it's better. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have prepared, sir. I'll post it by tomorrow afternoon, sir.
Okay, all right. Yeah, now you can speak. You raise your hand. What is it?
Sir, to ask question to Siddharth. One question.
Yeah, Siddharth, you have a question from Guru Prasanna. Go.
Yes, sir. So, Siddharth, it was a really nice presentation, Siddharth. Like, I really enjoyed the second part about computer virus. But my question is based on the first part. It's about human virus. Like you said about the structure of human virus and if we do vaccination, the we can reduce the we can reduce the virus capacity. So, except the vaccination process, do you think any other material can cause these kinds of viruses?
Can you repeat that, Guru? You were echoing, so I couldn't hear properly.
Yes, Siddharth. Am I audible now?
Oh, yes, you are, Guru.
Yes, Siddharth. So, Siddharth, you said about the structure of the virus and how it affects human at first part. My question is related to that. You mentioned that the virus can be reduced due to the presence of vaccination. Do you think any other solutions could be given for the virus except the vaccination process?
For me, I would think that during some kind of like pandemic like we are right now, it would be best not to interact with too much people without safety precautions like the vaccination. And even if you're doing those kind of interactions without the vaccination, they should be very safe so they don't get it and that you don't share it or give it to other people. And some other things you could do is like eat healthy food that go against this COVID. Food that is, I don't know exactly what kind of food, online there should be food. Online they talk about food that helps get rid of vaccine. No, I'm speaking the wrong stuff. Sorry. Uh, it helps getting rid of the COVID or helps reduce the COVID from eating proper healthy food. Yes.
Okay, so that was a nice question and nice answer, both of you. But my question to Siddharth Sarnakumar is, some people, exclusively the people in the World Health Organization, have published a report that some of the viruses are important for the immunity of the human beings. There has to be some virus. Needless to say and needless to admit to all of you that Covaxin and Covishield, all the vaccinations are virus basically. It's COVID virus itself injected into the body, and the virus fight, and therefore the patient is rescued. But my question to Siddharth Sarnakumar is, also there is a scientific revelation that the needy virus, let's call it as a good virus. When the good virus are supposed to be into the human body, when a teenage boy consumes a lot of probiotics, the good virus is also killed. So how can a youngster or a teenager distinguish between the good virus and bad virus? And probiotics has to be consumed either in the form of medicine or tonic or chyawanprash or condensed milk or in a food form or what, something maybe. Like for example, corns. Corns are wonderful probiotics. Dates are wonderful probiotics. And honey is a beautiful probiotic. So these probiotics consistently kill the good virus also. So as a teenager, what is your take about this? How can one maintain the good virus into the body and also consume the probiotics for good health?
I've read before in some articles and talked about it before, not in this class but at school, that to get some viruses are good, yes, but there's also some viruses that are bad. The good viruses, you get these good viruses into your body by eating different food medicines when you're young. Because when you're young, your immune system doesn't know what is good and what is bad. So that's why parents give them new food they haven't eaten before, and sometimes they get sick from this. But that's only because the immune system is getting to know what's good and what's bad. And then eventually the immune system will start to know better and better which one's good and bad. And then it'll kill off the bad ones easily because of how many times it has fought it before, and let the good ones stay so that can help the immune system and help the body be better, be healthier.
Right, right. Okay. Any others having any questions? Okay. So Siddharth had a wonderful presentation, and I really appreciate you for your zeal in presentation.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Very well
Now
done,
let's
Siddharth.
put, yeah,
Yes, with Mountain.
Guru, it was Guru.
Oh, oops, sorry. Thank you, Guru.
Now let's put the spotlight on Tanishwar Elan, who is going to be the next presenter, and it's going to be a video presentation. The first question after Tanishwar Elan's presentation will be from Kevin San. You are supposed to
Okay,
ask a
sir.
question. Yeah. Video presentation, right?
Okay, can you all see me?
Wow, such a handsome boy again.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so today I'm gonna be talking about September 11, 2001. If you don't know what this is, it was a terrorist attack in New York City by terrorists. So it was on. So it's also known as 9/11 because that's when it happened, September 11. So yeah, this is how it. This is what happened. So it was morning, and there are three planes involved in this hijacking. So there's flight 11, there's flight 93, and there's one more flight I don't remember the name of, and these all serve the purpose to take down the twin towers in New York City. Um, this was so this was from a terrorist group named Al Qaeda, and the leader of it was Osama bin Laden, and he sent some of his troops to he sent some of his troops on planes. So there were about five hijackers in each plane, and they yes, the Trade Center and Pentagon, sir. And so there was five hijackers in each plane, and they were going to try and take down all three of these structures. So flight 11 took down the twin towers, and there was another flight that took it down. And the reason this was because the United States, it was a very big country, a large country, and it was known to be the best at the time. And Osama bin Laden, he didn't want that, so what he did was he targeted the twin towers and the Pentagon. The twin towers was like an icon of the U.S. because uh, it's in New York City, and New York City is like the first official place in the U.S. that allowed immigration from other countries. And having the twin towers there kind of told them that it was free to come and stuff. So what he did, he made the plane go in there, and it got destroyed. And then another structure that got destroyed was the Pentagon. The Pentagon is where the Department of Defense is, and it's also like a military place for like the United Nations and things like that. And that's where, and they also hit that, so no military troops could attack them while they were doing the hijacking and doing all these things. So the reason this happened was because like the US was very lenient in their policies. So if you went to an airport, like you could pass like I don't think there was like a security check for any weapons or drugs or anything like that on the plane. So you could just take anything you wanted on a plane. And then uh even if you don't have tickets to go on a plane, they'll allow you into the terminal and to the gate. And if you want to say bye to like a family member that is going away, you could like stand on the bridge and say bye. That's how lenient they were. They just wanted you to come back. So what they did was they just took advantage of this and decided to hijack these planes. And and what happened was there was a plane called Flight 93, and this was also going to crash land somewhere. But what the passengers inside the plane decided to do, they were heroes. What they did was they didn't want to kill anybody, so they they crash landed in a different state, and uh, you know, they killed themselves and all the terrorists that were aboard. And it was it was a big thing because they just sacrificed themselves for like a good thing. And so all these things happen in like the range of 3 hours. And when the World Trade Center went down, there was a lot of rubble and like smoke, and like people got cancer and many diseases from it, and people are still suffering from it today. It was over like 20 years ago, and people are still suffering from it because that's how bad it was. There was like a ton of smoke like all throughout New York City, and the amount of deaths that happened were 2,996. That is almost 3,000 deaths that happened during this in the span of 3 hours as well. And the twin towers completely went down, and there's a memorial for it now in New York, and there's a new trade center, World Trade Center. And that's the thing. And on May 2nd, 2011, they shot and killed Osama bin Laden. And that's pretty much the story.
Great job, Tanesh, for
Thank you,
Good
Siddharth.
job,
Well
Thank
done,
you,
well done.
Dakshina.
Okay, Tanishwar, my first question to you is, you want?
No, sharp, after.
No, no, after you.
He was.
After
So,
you.
me,
After you. After you. Darshan is having a question. Okay.
So, first of all, it was really good presentation, Tanishwar. It was a really important topic. One of the darkest days in American history and in world history as well, because considering the sheer number of lives lost. So, like, after this incident, like almost a decade later, I think Osama bin Laden was shot dead,
Yeah.
and Barack Obama carried out that mission, and it was watched by everyone in the White House. And the way America responded was really good. Like they went into Abbottabad, I think, in Pakistan, and they just went it out, like they just fought against his troops and his bodyguards and his private residents. And then since that day, I think security in America has increased pretty much, especially in the airports. When
Yeah.
someone's checking in, you go through multiple checks, and I think even in like within the cities, the cops have become police brutalities have increased as you know. And so I even saw in a video, so it's just like an information and a question.
Yeah.
So since such incidents have occurred, the security has risen way up, and even police brutalities have started happening, sir. So there are positives as well as negatives. So I watched one video in which a stand-up comedian who was going to America, who moved to America to host the Daily Show, Trevor Noah, you might know.
Yeah.
So when he moved to America, he was actually driving through the highway. And then the cop pulled him over, sir. And the cop was like, "Sir, you were driving 100 miles an hour." Then this guy was like, "How do you know? Where's your gun, sir?" So he immediately reached out for his gun. And then Trevor was like, "Whoa, whoa, not that one. Where is your laser? How did you predict that? How do you know that I was driving 100 miles an hour?" So he said, "I don't need that. I estimate." So, Trevor asked the question, how can you estimate 100? What does 100 look like? So, similarly, just people of color face racism and police brutality as well. So, the way America has responded has positives and negatives. So, what is your take on that? Is this particular thing, can you think, or do you have an opinion that there should be regulations, but they should not be crossing the line? You cannot doubt everyone, and at the same time, you have to protect yourself. So, do you think America has responded properly, or do you think there are some changes required?
I think America did respond properly because what happened was it completely changed everything. All security changed and everything else changed as well. So hijacking, like, I don't think it's that big of a problem anymore. But they waited 10 years to kill him. That was like the bad part, I would say, because he was out for like a very long time. And yeah.
Okay, so my question to Tanishwar is we had so many people um, speculating a lot of things, and there were a bit of impressions which are still confused impressions. Osama bin Laden was not the only person who was blamed for such a disaster that happened. They found fault in the politics, they found fault in the presidency, they found fault in the communal system, and they found fault in the administrators of the Twin Towers. And CBI reports and CIA reports have also making a lot of news that people who are working in the Twin Tower themselves were slightly responsible for this attack. And that was not proven, as you rightly mentioned. It was in 2001, 20 years back. Still, it has not been proven, but there is always smoke. Okay? As a youngster, what's your consideration on this, and what do you think about it? Would that be true, or you seriously think that it is not true? It is only a terrorism attack.
Uh, I don't. I'm not sure, but there were probably there were probably some people that were working inside that were part of the plan and things. And like as you said, there are many faults in this faults that happened as well. But it would have just been a normal day if nobody like decided to hijack a plane. like even if they were all at fault, because it was basically like the security that was the issue. Because uh, what happened was when the flights took off, they took off all communication from like the towers, so they could track where the plane was going, but they couldn't tell them to stop because it was hijacked, and they were pretty much just blackmailing them to do what they wanted them to do. So, I guess like airport security and people that were working inside of it and like other things, it all like adds up.
Okay. Yeah, Siddharth, you would like to add? Your hand is raised.
Sure, I have a question for tonight.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right, so that was well handled. Now, the question is from Siddharth Saranpur. Yes.
Okay, it's not sure. For you, if you were the president at this time during 9/11, what would you have done like the next minute you heard about the information?
Well, I would have sent like military troops or and stuff to like to keep people safe. It's not safe to be there, and in like a private area, because it's a lot of smoke and like it could like give you like a lot of cancer and stuff. So I would first protect them, and then I would find out where it was coming from. And I think that's pretty much what they did. Like they found out it was from Afghanistan, and like the government was like training terrorists and stuff, and I would have like planned an attack there or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, that's a nice. Yeah. This number 911 been embarked as an emergency kind of a number. Was it before that incident, or Afghanistan terrorists too made a plot play to do this attack exactly on that number 911? What do you think?
I think it was before, but like people told me that it's just a coincidence that it happened like that. Cause
No.
yeah, cause it's the same date, but it was just a coincidence that it happened on the same date as 911. So
The people, Tanishwar, they really wanted to make a mark that they wanted that 911 to be forgotten. They wanted the 911 to be remembered for this alone. Like sending flights, I mean, 9, the number, and very adjacent to that, two vertical things. So 1 and 1. So they wanted that to be embarked and remembered as the two twin towers, the one representing the two twin towers, and attacking on it. So again, it's again a smoky school of thought, but it is not proven. Some say coincidence, some say it was deliberately done, and some say uh, it was a conspiracy plan. So I just want to give a take on that. And well done. Any other questions? Karan, someone ask a question.
Well done, Anna. It was a nice presentation, and thanks for giving this information to us. And my question is, what is the reason for you to take this topic?
uh I took this topic because um it's a very like broad topic, and it was like a very big thing in history when it came, because it took out like two entire towers, and it kind of ruined many people's lives and things like that. And it was like it's a very major terrorist attack, and like there's a lot of people that still don't know about it, and like why like security is also strict and stuff. Some people might be underestimating it because they think like it's too strict and stuff, but if you hear something like this, then like it's all like correct. And I chose the topic because it's a good thing to like spread awareness and stuff, just to keep yourself safe and protected.
Right. Okay, so Tanishwar, well done. Very nice presentation, and the topic was very sensitive and touching. And I really appreciate your video presentation. Your body language is very comfortable. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Great job,
Thank you.
Nashwar.
Thank you, everyone.
America, they have 911, sir. But they try to do the same in South Africa, sir. So, in America, if a man looks suspicious in the park, you can call 911 and tell that there's a man here looks suspicious, and they'll come, sir. But in South Africa, they say the same thing. They'll say, go talk to him. Go talk to him. And then if you say, I'm scared to talk to him, and then they'll say, then walk away then. In America, they could call 911 if a cat is stuck on a tree. In South Africa, they'll say, let the cat fall, then it will learn.
I think that's more practical. More practical and realistic. Right. So he gets to know all this information because
Reads a lot of
huh?
reads a lot of
Reads lot of books.
books and
Not only books. நம்ம எப்படி ரொம்ப நேரமா தியான நிலையிலே உட்காந்துருக்கீங்க. ஏதாவது ஒன்று பேசுவோம், கொஸ்டின் கேட்போம். ரெண்டு முக்கியமான டாபிக், ஒன்று வைரஸ் பத்தி, ஒன்று வந்துட்டு 9/11 வேர்ல்ட் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் டிசாஸ்டர் அட்டாக் பத்தி. உங்க மைண்டுக்கு ஒண்ணுமே தோணலையா? ஓ,
you had at that time what
ஆமா, அப்படியே அயன்மேன் சூட்டை போட்டு போய் எல்லாத்தையும் ரெஸ்கியூ பண்ணி forgot to mention, it also discriminated many Muslims. People saw Islam as terrorists, and it caused many bad things. I would like to recommend all of you to watch a Malayalam movie called as Kurdi. I am sure some of you might have watched Kurdi. Tamil, Sentamil version of blood. Kurdi means blood in Sentamil. Prithviraj and a budding hero. It's available on Prime. Such a wonderful movie. I'll give you the crux of the movie. A house, okay, and that is in a very, very deep trodden western Ghats of Kerala hills. And there lives a man. He loses his wife and daughter in the landslide. Excuse me. Prabhu has come, so come in, sir. Say bye to him. Suitcase will stop and நாளைக்கு ஆன்லைன் என்னங்கிறது நான் சொல்றேன். So yeah, so the crux is a family, and the family is full of Muslims, and there is a neighborhood, and comes a girl from the neighborhood. She is a Hindu. All of a sudden, one day, what happens is there's a good neighborhood. I mean, very healthy and good neighborhood. Hindu and Muslims mingling together like friends. And all of a sudden, a policeman brings one boy, and that boy is a Hindu, and the police officer is a Hindu. They barge into a particular Muslim house, the protagonist's house, and then they say a story. You watch that story there, and the story revolves with a spearheaded guy. His name is Muhammad Laik. Muhammad Laik, played by Prithviraj. I just love the entry of Prithviraj in that movie. Okay, so unlike in Andhra cinema and Tamil cinema, heroes don't make entry with masala music and drum beats music in Malayalam movies. It just happens as if it is happening around here in a small house. So Prithviraj just enters the house, and that itself is a wonderful entry. My name is Laik, extraordinary. He's a very good actor, I really like him. So that Prithviraj comes like a cobra into the house to snatch the boy who the policeman brought. Okay? Because Prithviraj is a terrorist, and he wants to kill that Hindu boy. So the whole Muslim family will protect that Hindu boy. Okay? A terrorist, a Muslim, and the whole Muslim family protecting the Hindu boys. Very ironical, and go with the flow of the movie, and the climax will be very touching. I seriously want you to watch it. He's an antagonist. So I got motivated to say about this because Tarishwar mentioned about Islam. Okay, so Dakshin's parent has come. Kavin Sandran has already left. Time for us to come to the close of the session. And tomorrow, we don't have much direct attendees, only Kavin Sandran and Dakshin. This guy is going to be
Five function.
There was a complaint that he was wetting his bed. He was wearing his challenge. Any other questions before we leave?
Sir, we have class tomorrow, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Because these are the 2 days I'm getting your availability. Both you and Danish's availability. How can I skip?
You guys are VIPs.
Yeah.
Very important persons.
With the kind of fees that your mom, your dad is, both of your dad are paying, I cannot do injustice.
Sir, I think
No,
I
madam.
can. I think I can attend next week Friday, sir, because I don't have school. Okay.
Beautiful. Things have changed here at Daneshwar and Siddharth. I have given liberation for these people. MS evening sessions are happening only 4 days in a week. Because Monday, Darshan is not free. Tuesday, Ritan is not free. Wednesday, Aswatthama is not free. So I had been given with a lot of headaches. So now the sessions are operating on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's how it is. So Sunday is a working day. It's a holiday for the whole world, but Marine Sundays works on Sunday.
Sir,
Yeah,
I should also be on Friday. I should also be free on Friday.
sure. Good. You're most welcome. And all these MSEV sessions days are split like this. First 45 minutes sports, and second 45 minutes having an activity here. You won't be having any problem like what has happened. I mean, do you like what happened today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Guru, how about you?
Yes, sir. It was more, sir. Like it was more important to have our mind fresh. Sir. By watching this itself, I'll become so fresh as I watch cricket sports, live cricket match.
If there has been a person who will take care of the camera and tripod, I would also have played. That's what Darshan was asking. Maybe next week I will make an arrangement for that.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
I'll make my RLS. Sir, my RLS, like I as a tester, I'll take how to reduce screen time presentation. Sir, sir, by tomorrow afternoon, I'll send, sir. Else I'll text that I'll do it by class. I'll in video.
You can make it in the class if you want. Even tomorrow, we can make use of it. You can make it in the class. Tomorrow, most likely, it's going to be an online session, so you can make it in the classes.
Okay. Then I'll make it.
If being a little bit of coming ground
That's presentation.
presentations நீங்க டேரக்ட்ல வராதுன்னா
எப்படி நீங்க ஆன்லைன் சொல்றீங்க ஆன்லைன்
நான் நாளைக்கு கால் வச்சு Okay, then tomorrow there is a function. It is all before the class. I will attend, sir. But if not, I will be able to. Yeah. I was informed about this by Mom Aswatthama. So you are exempted tomorrow alone, but for not next week. Next week you will have to attend online. Alright, so boys, we'll meet tomorrow. The Indian batch, whether it is online or direct, I will announce tomorrow. Expect great things and live strong and do your therapies. And tomorrow there will be a very important exhibit, the exhibit of CRS 2.0 of Siddharth and Daneshwar, the US batch CRS. We will start with that. I'll make a presentation so that both the boys will make, for all the hard work they have put in making these 4 or 5 presentations they have made, they deserve their marks, and then only we will start our class. Okay, so Siddharth, Daneshwar, Guru Prasanna, and Aswatthama. Expect great things and live strong. Bye-bye.
Bye. Expect getting some.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone. Keep shining
Bye,
light
sir.
around.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.